I work in climate action, and one of the best parts of my job is helping to connect community projects to funding. In my first year of running a new grant, we had zero applications from the Indigenous community. I didn't know why this happened, so I connected with IAO staff to explore what we could do the next year. Jennifer helped me to set up online gatherings to share about the grant and listen to Indigenous communities' ideas about climate action. Medicine growing, protecting endangered species, learning to make cultural rugs out of used textiles. A lot of the time, conversations about the environment are more like human first management of the planet's resources and how we can change people's behavior. This was a surprisingly different experience. For this particular grant, different groups decide how their cluster will select the projects. This is typically competitive where groups will present their ideas and then be judged against each other. Again, to my surprise, the Indigenous groups decide to split the funds evenly amongst the projects. All five would receive the same amount. The next year, in collaboration with the IAO and an Indigenous community partner, we planned an appreciation feast to bring together those in the community who are working in climate justice. We started with ceremony by an elder, ate berries, salmon, and wild rice, and ended with a circle where each person shared about their roles as earth workers and land stewards. They spoke with a deep respect for the earth and their ancestors. As the closing circle went on into the night, the kids were predictably getting tired and were running all over the place. Instead of shushing the kids, people were so happy that the next generation was part of the ceremony. And I was watching and I was listening, and I learned so much. I had to experience this. It's not anything I could have learned from a book or a course. The ceremony helped me to understand that I needed to change how I was approaching this work. Afterwards, I made an effort to keep the door open. I went for coffee, I chatted on the phone, I met people in parks and went for walks, and I was building relationships. But then I started to get worried that we would run out of funds and I might be at risk of breaking trust. I told my manager there was potential for the city to support many more Indigenous climate projects. And the leadership and encouragement was there. The next year, we were able to support 15 amazing projects. Again, the funds were split evenly. This work became the foundation for developing an Indigenous specific granting program, which launched this year by a newly recruited Indigenous colleague. This means this work is now Indigenous led at the city, and there is more direct and continuous support for Indigenous climate action.